Pump it up, baby.
Don't wanna sleep in, cause I got something to prove. I gotta take what I hate and finally make a move. I think of you and all the shit you don't do. Well, I'ma make hella sure that I don't become you. I have no regrets, yeah, I'll tie up my chest. I'll never forget what it's like to be in debt. Been stabbed in the back bed, I'll show you what happens. Pass me the mic and I'll show you with action. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Into something that you can never own. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you can never own.
Good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's about that time we cut them puppies loose, baby. I'm in the studio with my man, Steve and Chad. We got a bang-over show. Buckle up, baby. Let's get it. Let's ride. Let's have a great show, boys and girls. My goodness, it's been too long. I'm ready for a bang-over show, Steve. I don't know how you're feeling, but I'm feeling pretty good.
Baby, I am pumped up. I have not seen you guys in a while. We've been a little back and forth on the family chat here for the joiners. Oh my gosh, it's good to be right back here where we love to be.
Ooh,
let's get
boys, it. I'm fired up. We got a great show. We've got a little bit going about the package, which I've got to admit that I folded. Okay, and I'll explain that here in just a minute. Billy's press conference got a little bold for a second. Had a little speech. We're going to listen to that. Gave our takes on that. The swamp sucks. I'm going to leave it at that. Let you guys ponder on that for a little bit. We'll get back to it. Utah, it's heating up, boys. We'll explain that. Billy Blue Chip, no need to explain it. We just love saying it. We'll do FSU a little bit. And, of course, the hot takes. We all love them. You love them. We love them. Let's have a great show. Let's have some fun. I mean, we're less than a week away from, or just a little bit over a week away from college football starting, boys. I mean, it's just things are starting to get rowdy. It's stirred up, boys. You know what I mean? Fired up. Welcome to the show, Danny Lopez, Alex, Cody, my man, Scoop, Chris, Adrian, Anthony, Caitlin, Ted CCC.
Caitlin,
woo! Tim Lombardi, a new member, Daniel Hollis. Welcome to the family, my man. I love it.
Daniel, what is up, Bubba?
This is how you start a show, boys and girls. This is how it gets it going. I love it. Welcome to the stream, boys and girls. Appreciate you stopping by. TK Gator Nation, Ed DePriest, Dominic, my man. Let me see here. Mama, what's going on? Ricky's here. Lindsay, how you guys doing? All right, let's dial it up here. So, the package. You guys mentioned this, okay? And I ignored you. You guys see that? Yeah, you'll like that. Yeah, okay. Rousseau and James Smith. You guys are commenting that they are a package deal. I didn't buy into it. I was like, I'm not going to buy into it. I bought into the other package deal that was Jakeem Jackson, John Walker, and LeBlanc, and got my heart just devastated. So I wasn't going to buy into it. I'm bought in, all right? Just took me about 48 hours or so, and here we are. Right now, I think they have their top 5 that they released just a little bit ago. I want to say Auburn was in that, Bama, Georgia, Florida, and somebody else who doesn't matter. It seems to be that it's really genuinely a top 3 with Georgia, Bama, and now Florida. Florida is making an absolute tear at these guys from what we're hearing. And we're going to get into what these two would do for the recruiting status for us thus far in just a moment. So Georgia, Bama, and Florida seem to be the top 3. As we know, Rousseau, who I saw live at Friday Night Lights, is just an absolute beast. Love the kid. I thought he looked like a dog, right? Just an absolute stud. I was like, bro, I couldn't stop. I was like, dude, this guy, this is not a high school kid. Like, it's crazy to me. Like these high school kids nowadays, bro. Like, what are they eating? Like, I want to get on that workout plan. It's unbelievable. James Smith, I don't know too much about James Smith, but apparently he was there, I believe. But I know for a fact that Rousseau was there, and obviously they had a good time. They just opened that new facility just this past weekend, which has been getting the rave across Twitter. I mean, my goodness, the Twitter debate on whose locker room is cooler has been an all-time high. I mean, it's just, I love it. That, guys, if you don't know that it's slow, okay, we're comparing locker room sizes at this.
Locker room.
That's where we're at here, okay? That's in the time. So let's just understand what we're trying to do here, okay? So excited for these two. So we're gonna break down what does it mean. What could we what could we expect to see if these two were to sign and come on to the Gators? Where will we end up? Right now we're at top 10. Could these two catapult us into a top 5, top 3 class? Steve, can you break it down for us? What do you got on your side there, big dog?
Look, I mean, we're talking about 2 5-star recruits here. James Smith is 8th nationally. He's the number 1 defensive lineman, obviously the number 1 coming out of Alabama. And you saw Russaw live, right? Exactly. What's crazy is that you saw Russaw live and you're impressed by him. But what it looks like is just from the position standpoint, from a national standpoint, James Smith may even be ranked
he's the
higher.
hotter commodity for sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but look, I mean, they're both 5-star, and we're talking like composite rankings, consensus rankings of 96 plus for both of them. I'm looking at it, and we're already talking about how the SEC is recruiting, how Florida is recruiting. Right now, Florida has a top 10 class, and they're still 4th in the conference, which is unbelievable.
Brutal.
Those 2 guys could easily propel Florida into the top 5 just based on the fact that Texas has talent, but they're still not trending quite like the way that Florida is. Notre Dame has talent. They have a good class, but I don't think they're trending the way that Florida is. And look, recruiting is momentum. If you can continue that momentum, you continue what you're doing, and you continue to get these 4 or 5-star guys, especially the 5-star guys. Look, you're going to have to start asking some 3-stars whether or not they have some other options, because you're going to get just a snowball effect of talent that's going to want to flood into there.
Yeah, so I'm looking at it, right, because we don't know how these points work. We've talked about that before. What the calls are, the rhyme or reason for how the scoring goes, right? We kind of figured out some math, just some basically we like to call it Kentucky math around here because it doesn't make any sense. Where if you add it up, this is what we're looking at. So when we were looking at the other guys that were committing, I estimated 6 to 7 points that we would receive for landing those guys. I wasn't too far off. Maybe I was like maybe a point or 2 off. So my math's looking pretty solid. So these guys are higher ranked than the ones we landed. So I'm going to give them essentially 10 points each. Okay?
I like it.
And again, that team score is what I'm looking at. So we're at 260. You give us 10 points, that's 20. That puts us at 280.93. That would slide us above Georgia at the top 5 position. Okay?
Right there at it. Yep.
Right there at it. And so Texas, Ohio State, they're at 286 and 284. Or Cormani McClain throws us right into that top 3 category because he's easily a 10 to 15 point guy, which right now he's 100% crystal balled for Florida. So if these are the last 3 to come just trickle in, the roof's gonna explode. Like Billy Blue Chip I don't know. He's gonna have to get Billy Gold Platinum Chip at that point. Like if we're able to sling those guys through, my goodness, it could be huge for the program. Absolutely huge to get those boys. I mean, and again, they're saying in the chat here they're a mirror deal. That's what I keep hearing. So I'm buying into it that it's a mirror deal. I believe you at this point. I didn't want to get too bought in, but I think that I have to, take the L on this one and realize when I'm wrong. So,
look, I mean it's a big get. It's a big get, and we'll see what happens. Did they have have they had a commitment date set, or is it still just?
I haven't heard any. Yeah, it's like the Will Norman. They're kind of hush. They keep it close to the chest. You got in the comments here talking. We saw this in the Discord as well. That Notre Dame has a number 1 edge rusher that is decommitting. Florida is also in the hunt for that. Look, Florida.
I have heard that.
We talked about in the Discord a little bit. Again, Florida is every school is basically becoming Florida's farm system. That's kind of where we're at. That's where we're lying with these things.
I'll give Penn State that moniker. We'll see what happens with some of the other schools. Penn State, 100%. Anybody who wants to commit to Florida has to go through Penn State first. That's the way that the new recruiting process works.
Okay, I like it. I like to take that. So look, very excited for these boys here. Could be huge. Could be some big news. So keep your eyes peeled. Keep your eyes locked in. Make sure you like and subscribe. Turn the bell on because when we do get those commits, those streams are absolutely just mayhem. Okay? Anybody can confirm that in the chat. We get buck wild on these bad boys. The sunglasses come out. The captain hat gets on. Things happen. Okay? Shots are taken. I don't know. It's just I've said too much. Okay, is that too much? Just like, subscribe, turn the bell. You'll find out.
Or
Really
hit the
quick.
Discord so we know when these things are coming. Like that's
Yeah.
the other preface to this whole thing is we talk about this. We know when some of these things are happening. We start to pepper it in and say we there's a little bit of action coming up. There's a little bit of action coming up, and then my goodness, everybody knows where to be.
Love it. Absolutely, Steve. So really quick here. Somebody brought this up. We didn't talk about this, and we didn't have it queued up. But this is how we do the thing. The chat always is dialed in. TK Gator Nation says, speaking of Notre Dame, number 5 in the AP poll. Steve, can you give me? I know you're a huge fan of Notre Dame. Big supporter of those guys. Give me your thoughts on that, on them being ranked number 5 after a lackluster of a year last year, losing to Cincinnati, kind of on the outside looking in. Not ever having to play a bowl game, losing their head coach, getting a great, I would say pretty excited. To me, it's that Billy Napier vibe for them. They're very excited for this new head coach. Are you happy with that top 5 voting, or do you feel that it's a bit, as we'd like to say, Arch Manning, overrated?
Yeah, look, I think Notre Dame always gets the benefit of the doubt on being great. It just feels like every year is Notre Dame's great year. Now, look, they've been very competitive for the last couple of years. They've made it into the playoffs last year. A couple of years ago, they played well. They've played good football. They do play a pretty rough schedule. I will give them that. But top 5 with a new coach, I think that's a little bit overrated considering their schedule. They've got USC, they've got Michigan, they've got a tough schedule out there.
Do you think a top 10? You think they're reasonably a top 10 school?
I'll give them a top 10. I'll give them a top 10, but top 5 is too much to ask for that team. So
here's the thing. I think there's the first AP polls that come out are always a little bit over the top. And I know a lot of it has to do with the fact of ratings, right? What's going to sell the most? What's going to get the most eyes? And I think with Ohio State and Notre Dame playing that first week, that's a big factor, right? So Texas A&M is 6. I don't think Texas A&M should be over Notre Dame. Utah 7. That's a healthy spot for them after a pretty solid finish. Michigan at 8. I think Michigan should probably be a little bit higher, but I'm sure they lost some guys, so I get that. Oklahoma at 9, I'm fine with that. Baylor at 10, I'm fine with that. Oregon at 11, that's okay. Oklahoma State, yeah. I feel like I got a little bit of love there. NC State, not horrible. So look, if you look at that, I don't feel like Notre Dame should be underneath those guys, to be honest with you. I know it seems crazy. We feel like, why is Notre Dame up there every year? Because they kind of fall flat. But when you take a look at it, I wouldn't put them behind any of those other teams, to be honest with you. So look, as much as I would love to sit here and say that it's an overrated play and that they shouldn't be there, because that was my initial thought, was like, this is ridiculous. I think they deserve to be there, but I also think a lot has to do with the fact that they're playing Ohio State first. The same reason why, look, I think Utah probably got a little more of a nudge for it being the Gator and that being a big game at 7:30 at night. I really do, because look, it's gonna sell. Now Florida fans are even more fired up to beat a top 10 team their first game, right? If they're like 11 or 12, sure, we are still gonna be excited, but now 7, top 10. Well, you better Utah better crank the heat up there over there in your practice facility, okay? Because this is about to get serious.
Which we will talk about here in just a moment.
Bro, Florida wins this. Sure. Florida cracks top 25. So again, now you've given the Florida more juice. So look, these first few weeks are just to kind of, how can we just stir up the college football season as if we're not excited enough? How do we toss it up a little bit?
How do we make it a little bit more spicy?
Yeah, but Georgia coming off a natty is third. Now I get it. Again, they lost a lot of guys, so I get it. And look, this is why Bama's ranked first, because we talked about their team. They are stacked. And I actually talked to my buddy today, who's a big Buckeyes guy. They are stacked, dude. Ohio State, their team. So they've got a bunch of juniors, seniors coming back, but they're freshmen, they're redshirt freshmen, all 5-star, just absolute studs. Like, Ohio State is going to be a force to be reckoned with. We were even
years. And their coach is not going anywhere. He loves it there. I'd be hard-pressed, minus the NFL, to see that he goes anywhere aside from staying with Ohio State, which, with what they're doing from recruiting, man, that's a scary thought, that those guys are going to be there consistently year in, year out.
Yeah, they're looking good. They're looking good for a long time, too. So Ohio State, that's going to be a threat. Just
to throw this out there, so Notre Dame, in this season coming up, they have Ohio State in their opening game. They're number 2. They have BYU, who's number 25. Don't get me wrong. They have Clemson, who's number 4.
Wow.
They have USC, who's 14th.
Wow.
And then they sprinkle in the likes of, North Carolina, Stanford. Was Stanford?
Those aren't sprinkle in games either. North Carolina Tar Heels?
Right. Yeah. So you're talking about like their first 4 games are
and then Stanford, the Christmas tree, Christian McCaffrey, Stanford.
Yeah.
After that,
and then they have Navy. They have the Navy game, which Navy runs that.
That's just a big game. Yeah, that's just bro. What a schedule for the old Irish there, huh?
And they finish with USC at USC. So it's going to be a tough road. That's why I think, 5 may be an indication of their talent, but I don't know if 5 is an indication of where they can finish. So 2 different, maybe, just concepts of what you think of the team going in. I would look at a Notre Dame and say, you are top 5 potentially talent, but you're also taking one of the toughest roads to get to, the end game as possible. Do I think you're 5 at the end? No.
You're still knowing the 5. Even after my comments, you're still no. Where do you put them then?
I'm done. Look, I think even if they take a couple of losses with the schedule that they have, they could still finish top 10. I don't know if they're playoff bound. I don't believe that to be the case unless some crazy, nonsense happens and you have 2 or 3 2-loss teams. If you've got 2 or 3 2-loss teams staring at the 4 spot, then maybe based on this schedule. But, if there are 2 losses and you've got a bunch of 1-loss teams sitting at
it's
4,
right now,
5,
though.
6.
It's right now. Where do you put that? They haven't played a game yet.
I'll put them at 8. I'll put them at 8.
Yeah, that's just you being better. That's just you being better. There's no rhyme or reason for that. You lost that one.
No. Just because I
1-0. 1-0.
I like their talent.
Who are you going to put above? Who would you put above them? If you're going to put them in 8, who are you going to put above them? You're going to put Utah above them? You're going to put Texas A&M above them?
I would say Michigan State has a chance to be up there.
Michigan State didn't even make the top 10, bro. They're not even in the top. They're 15.
Well, I'm talking about some of their schedule. I'm talking about some of these schedules are weak. Like Michigan State.
Sorry, you're using their schedule to put their rankings? That doesn't.
No, I'm talking about the end game. Like we're talking about the preseason. I'm talking about
preseason.
Notre Dame.
I'm talking about right now. Do you think they should rank fifth? Don't change.
Fifth based on talent going in. Sure. I'm saying I don't see them finishing 5th at the end.
That's fine. I'm talking about right now.
Well, right now they haven't played a game, so it doesn't matter.
But that's the point. Like,
What forecasting, Sheldon.
It's like, are we? What the fuck are we doing? All right, real quick before we go into the next guy, let's say hey everybody. Johnny, what's going on, man? Charlton Sinclair, what's going on, man? Yushi, what's going on? Charles, how you doing? Adrian.
No, I don't think you want to say hi to usually, just for the record.
Muscles Mascara, welcome. Yes, I've seen the new room. Q Lee, we need linebackers and O-line. David Soda, Chris, yayo! What's going on, my man? Welcome to the channel, Bubba. Yes, we're gonna get into that muddy then practicing. Chris Scott, go Gators! Love you guys, love you too, man. Scott 0020, let's ride. Hey, Gator Nation, let's ride. Oh man, Dan Lopez, what's going on, my man? All right, who else? Jeff Bear, if you're not Gator, you're a Gator bait. Yes, sir. Daniel D. That's my man. What's going on, bud? Welcome to the stream, man. Garrett Bula, what's going on, guys? Live the dream, baby. WGB Sauce, just glad we're in the conversation. Yes, sir. Mike Litteris got a little love for us. Notre Dame is always ranked high and get beat down by mid-tier team. That's what so David's got your back, Steve.
But we'll see. I mean, apparently, I'm not paying attention to the.
They're saying 10th. Everyone, I got someone to agree with me. Probably 20th. Okay, 20. Brian says 26. Scoop says 21. Sniffing 20. Okay. Shelton, it's the 17th. What is he talking about? Today? Oh, the date. Thank you. Guys, that's why I read the comments, boys. Let me see what else here. Rob Scar, what's going on, man? Lindsay, how you doing? Oh, 17 days for football, for Gator football. Oh, she's just 17 days. Where's Litteris at? Where's his super chat? All right.
There it is.
Sheba Dog writing with the brush, writing number 1 on a piece of paper. Must be a pretty cool sticker. All right. Let's break down now. We're going to go into Billy's press conference. Billy got a little brutal. We're gonna listen to it here. I don't have the clip, but I want you guys to hear what he had to say. If you missed it, I'm sure you did. We're not gonna play too much of it, but let Steve hear it. Then we're gonna give our thoughts and talk about it for a little bit. Okay?
Let's talk about it. Let's go.
Both sides of the ball, we've taken steps forward. The film is much cleaner maybe than spring practice. I think fundamentally we're a lot further along. I do think the communication is improving. We still have quite a few plays where maybe we were, 9 or 10 out of 11 from an execution standpoint. And, I think it affects the play, obviously. But overall, good energy. I thought the intangibles were there. But overall, a lot to learn. And I think the big thing is we had a very physical scrimmage, but we were able to stay healthy and make progress, and obviously had a chance to watch that film yesterday and again some this morning. Overall, I think we're heading in the right direction. Any questions here?
Yes, we'll open it up for questions.
Billy, how would you assess the scrimmage overall as far as in that respect?
Yeah, I think the offensive unit, the first offensive unit was the only team that didn't meet the quota, didn't meet the goal for the day, And I think those are all very correctable, if that makes sense, procedurally. So
I love this. I want to pause it really quick here. I love the transparency. It's very easy to say, yeah, things are going well, things are going good. I made a video. We talked about this, and I had that crazy comparison, that crazy hot take where I compared him to Saban. These things keep coming out where it's one of those things where Saban is always brutally honest. It reminds me of Bill Belichick. Saban and Belichick are the same to me, honestly. With their persona, the way they carry themselves, right? They're never happy. Even after they win, it's still like, we're worried about next season. Like, Saban, my goodness, relax, dude.
Just give it 1 second, bro.
Yeah. So for him to say, look, they didn't meet the quota. They didn't do a good job. And then he goes into talking about as well where they threw some interceptions, right? The offense was struggling in the red zone a little bit. And I also was I read a few things from Nick Del Toro, I believe. He was talking about Anthony Richardson's miss were high, right? Throwing very high. The misses were high. Had a lot of misses. We don't know which quarterbacks are throwing the pick. We didn't hear about that. But look, that's always so it's funny, right? When you hear this on scrimmage, and I was at the Nice scrimmage this past Friday, right? And I saw a few interceptions, and the defense played really well for Nice, and that was talked about as well in the video. And that's what you start wondering: is our defense that good? Is the defense stepping up to a level of just wow, we're crushing it, or is the offense taking a step back a little bit? Right? That's what I always think. Like it sucks, right? You can't really have two wins because either the offense is crushing it and the defense either sucks or the offense just really got it figured out, right? We don't know where we're at. So I think to me it sounded like a mixture of both. I think what he was trying to spin it on from what I was hearing, where the defense is playing good. They're dialed in. They're locked in. They're excited to play against these guys, right? But the offense still has a lot of things to fix, especially on the red zone side of things. I was also looking up today for the top defenses for last year. Raging Cajuns was in the top 50 last year for defenses, I believe. Yes, offensively they were not, but defensively, which was higher than our defense. Again, schedule plays a factor into that, so it got me thinking too, look, is he going to come in and have a heavier defensive mind, even though he was an offensive coordinator, Billy, at Clemson, right? Those things have a factor as well. But knowing that he had a great defense and knowing that he is a heavily offensive mind because he was a wide receiver coach at Colorado. He was an offensive assistant at Alabama. The guy is an offensive-minded guru, right? He was a quarterback coach too, I believe, Alabama or Colorado. I can't remember exactly. And for them to have a top defense at Raging Cajuns, and we obviously know what he did there, was very successful. So again, I love the honesty. I love that he brought the hammer and said, "Look, there's some holes here we've got to fix. There's some things we got to look at." But again, first scrimmage, not a huge deal, but it's interesting to hear about. And look, go ahead.
No, so the one thing I would say is, especially in your first scrimmage, the defense typically has the advantage. The defense, they don't have to know every step. The corners can play the wide receiver more than the wide receivers have to know their spacing. They have to know their footwork, and the quarterback, especially when you're transitioning to a new offense, if there's any indecision, And this isn't just Florida. This is any school. If there's any indecision by a quarterback, they throw more off their back foot than leaning into their front, which can make a ball float. So I don't think this is anything that what he's saying is an indictment or an indication on what the offense will look like. Defenses typically in the first few practices in college football always have the upper hand simply based on one. The other piece is most of these quarterbacks are wearing a jersey that if they so much get a hand on them, the play is dead. So they have to make a faster decision to get the ball out of their hands than they typically would. So and I think that's a big part of it.
Yeah, sorry, I'm going to cut you off, but that was a great point because I was at the Nice scrimmage with Marcus, right? And so the first one and two string, they were not live. The second and third string were live, and there was a little bit of a tuffle because of that. The quarterback got a little PO'd. He's a younger kid. He's like, "Yo, you ain't gonna bump on me there to try to fight." But that happened a few times where Marcus started to roll out and got tapped, and the ref would call it. And it was frustrating because look, you gotta let me play. The way I'm not down there. You know what I mean? You can't count that. You can't count a swipe. So that's a great point. That's a great able to realize that is a possibility of look, they're a little bit quicker because they realize that as soon as they get here, they're gonna blow the whistle, the play's dead, and I'm getting yelled at either way. So I got to make something happen versus just taking a hit. Solid point there. Look, I think the defense is dialed in. I think the offense is dialed in. We all know that the offensive side of things, the depth isn't there. It hasn't been there. That's been the biggest concern. I see you guys in the chat too, kind of giving a little bit of roast ability. He did sound a little less pep in his step than usual. He's always been chill. I've always commented on that, but I think homeboy's a little tired.
Look, the one thing I will say is he's very Saban-like, right? And you've gone back to the fact that he's worked for Saban. He's got a very calm demeanor about him. He doesn't get into his press conferences and just start rambling. He understands what he's going to say going in, and even if it's critical of his offense, he does it in a very measured way.
Sure,
and that's going to matter down the road. If he's that measured in one of his first post-scrimmage press conferences, even if he felt like the offense didn't play well, how's he going to handle game day coaching? His mannerisms and the way that he speaks kind of show you that he can keep things close to the vest. He can keep things a little bit slower. He can be measured in the way that he's communicating. He doesn't let the situation bring him up too much. He sounds very, very seasoned, even though he hasn't coached at a head coaching level or a head coaching spot at this level. So I don't think that he's worn out. I think he's getting more and more practice of what a post-game press conference will look like as opposed to a post-scrimmage press conference.
And that, my friends, is how Steve
he himself is in practice. It's spring. It's fall practice for everybody, him included.
That, my friends, is how Steve gets a paycheck. All right. I love it. Great take. Real quick, though, super chat from my man, Ted C. $5. Thank you, Ted, for the love. Scare money don't make, buddy. You the man, Ted. Appreciate you, Bubba. Really quick, though, speaking on to that again, I was looking into his history a little bit. He did bump around a little bit, obviously being fired from Clemson as an offensive coordinator, then going to Alabama, then to Colorado, right? He took what he learned from those places and what he failed at, and that's what he's been bringing here. So kind of what you were saying is look, this guy's been through the ringer. All right, he knows what to expect, and as with each press conference, I feel like we've learned more and more about Billy. Just like with us on this show, if you go back and look at our first shows, we were squares. Okay, we were horrible. And even like 2 months ago, we were horrible. And with each show, we get a little more comfortable, right? We speak more freely. We have a little bit more of pizzazz to our conversations, and that's what I feel like where Billy's at. He's just look, this is kind of who I am. I'm not gonna put on this persona. I'm here to win football games. That's what you guys hired me for. And I think we're gonna start seeing a little bit more of it. It's just he's finding his groove, right? He's finding his rhythm. You see that, boys? Okay, that's what's going on there with old Billy Bags right now. All right,
this is the hand motion for finding your rhythm. In case anybody was looking for that, that's officially the hand motion for finding your rhythm.
I love it. Really quick before we hop on, let's just get the comments, see how y'all are doing over here. I hate how behind we are with these things. Sorry, guys.
Golly, they're fast.
Yeah, you guys are ridiculous.
So we got Litterus. Litterus, what's up, baby? Welcome from. Thank you for jumping from the Discord to the chat tonight. Anybody who is not in the Discord, guys, my goodness, you will be a part of a conversation that will keep you entertained.
Oh yeah,
for days on days on days.
So one thing, look, I wanted to comment too really quick back to Billy, but keep going in the comments and see if you see anything, Steve. He commented on the recruiting basis, saying, hey, we're not done yet. Loved that. But again, I like the fact that he was still critical and then had some positive things to say. All those things are always is exciting to see with how we're headed in that direction. Shocker, you two are definitely never squares. Look, guys, if you go look at the old stuff, we were a little bit of a cheese ball. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh yeah, it was interesting.
$5 from Connor, y'all still squares. See, that's
still squares. That's right.
Fair enough.
Chris Sorley, he has a new nickname for Billy. It is Piss Missile.
Piss Missile Nape here, babe. Hey, we're on Piss Missile, boys. Okay, you already know. JT, see you guys. JT Manishi's also. I see you guys talking about this too. Is AR? Yes, in his photo, I retweeted this. He had the little top 4 SEC quarterbacks. AR was not on that sheet, and he had it next to him. A little motivation of like, look, that's you're gonna regret me not putting me up here. I want to say Rattler was on there. Bryce Young obviously was on there.
Bryce Young, yeah.
Kentucky. Who else was a fourth?
We talked about that. I can never remember that kid's name here.
And I can't think of the fourth quarterback either. Let's see here. Greg Sheff has to be charged with the NIL. Was initially structured not to be used as a recruiting tool. Cool, Lee, you're right on the different states. Some you can. I'm off. Account 2438. Discord is for Zoomers. Brian says, I don't even know what Discord is.
Let's see. Will Levis is the Wildcats.
Will Levis. I always want to say Levi, but I know it's not Levi. But that's what I always want to say. It's the first thing.
Well, yeah, you're just gonna. Well, it's close enough. It's close enough. Nobody's gonna blame you if you threw Levi, the quarterback at Kentucky, Levi. Nobody's gonna be like, oh, look, this guy doesn't know.
Rogers and Levi. Okay, Rogers is the other one. Yep. Mississippi State's quarterback. Okay, that was the other one. Thank you guys. You guys rock. Okay, so moving on to that. So I don't know if you guys saw this clip, but there was a clip from Unnecessary Roughness. They've got a pretty good, following in the college football atmosphere. They have their own little show that they do. And Casey Smith, is that her name?
Yeah, Casey Smith.
Yeah, she had a clip. And look, guys, I'm going to preface this before we dive into this. I'm going to get a little hot and spicy here for a minute, so buckle up.
I can only imagine. This is going to be good, people.
I am the king of bad hot takes. I can admit that. And I guess these are one of these situations where maybe she'll come out and say, look, I was wrong. It was a bad take, but maybe not. I feel like it's a bit aggressive. To me, it's like, look, you have a following, and now you can kind of get away with saying nonsense. And I don't care for the talking smack. That doesn't bother me. Like, I live for that stuff. We've got
the swamp.
Whoa, Daniel Rivera's in here. Like the Tennessee boys, both are here. Like, I live for shit talking. Right? Like that's what the show was created for. That's not the problem. But you gotta have some. You gotta have some back. You gotta have some oomph behind it. Okay. So here's her take on the swamp, and then we're gonna break it down.
All right.
Swamp fucking sucks. The swamp sucks.
Whoa.
Now, I understand it's iconic. I get it. When we had our friend Josh Prey on last week, and he was talking about it's the best stadium because you're close to the field. Who gives a fuck?
Okay.
The hot take right here. Hot take. I'll let you have it, but
it's loud. It's great. Yeah. The chomping, cool. It's like they act as if no other stadium comes close because they're not as close to the field.
Tell you what, Florida.
It is hot as shit. Like, you want to talk about boob sweat? All you have to do is think about going to the swamp.
I didn't want to talk about boob sweat.
I know.
I didn't want to talk
swamp ass or whatever y'all's equivalent. Sure. You just think about going there, and it's like, yeah, okay, your colors, fine, they're cool. The swamp, like, they act as if it's the only stadium on the planet that matters.
Can I go first? You want to go first?
No, no, Shelton. I won't keep you from this. So do it while it's hot.
She had like 19 compliments in there. First of all, so what's great about it? You're close. Well, what? I don't know what else you would want in a stadium, right? Wouldn't you want to be close as you possibly can with a great view and involved? Isn't that like a pretty big factor when you're going to a game, right? We talk about like crappy stadiums. Miami's a crappy stadium because you're so far out and it's wide and it's big. The Jaguars is an awful stadium, right? The Oakland A's is an awful stadium because you don't feel part of it. You don't feel like you're included into the game. As a fan, as a fanatic, you want to be involved in as a part of the game as you possibly can. You want to feel that you have an impact on that game. So when you go into the swamp, you know that the louder you are, that the louder you stomp on those metal bleachers, right? That it's going to be an insane asylum again. Okay, because the place shakes. It's ruckus, right? It's on this hill. It's massive. Like, being close is a good thing. It being hot as the only reason that it sucks, that's 80% of the Southeast Conference. Like, what are you even talking about? That's everywhere.
What do you expect when you come to Florida?
Yeah,
Florida.
that's everywhere. Look, again, I don't mind a hot take, but just like, and it's frustrating because you're able like to go on this platform because you have one and just ramble, and you're gonna get likes and views because you're on this platform. No, you got to be held accountable. Like, look, we get held accountable on here constantly, as we should. I sound like an idiot all the time. I get that. But this was a dumb take. It was a stupid take. The swamp is incredible. Look, if you wanted to say, hey, it's old, okay, the bleachers are out of date, it's raggedy, put some new seats in, the paint's chipping on some of the areas, the concession stand's a little bit old, it's a little cinder block blocking on the inside. The parking's kind of trash. You really can't park anywhere close. You got to walk a mile. Now you got some stats. You got some real data there. Okay, Casey? Those are factual things. I'm like, okay, I could see where you'd be frustrated as a fan. I'm like, yeah, I get it. I'm down with that, right? But you're like saying that's like saying Fenway Park sucks because it's old. Fenway Park is actually like a pretty shitty baseball stadium to watch baseball in. You're not gonna say that because that's just the wrong thing to say. Okay, but there's nothing. Steve, take it away, Steve. I've said too much.
No. Look, you said plenty and nothing all at the same time. Look, like as an FSU fan, I have said Florida Stadium it feels like it's painted like it's a seventh grader's bedroom. But that being said, as a Florida State fan, I have also hated every single time my team had to go there. Look, it's buried into the ground. It's the stadium holds so much sound. It's typically super crowded. It's packed. The fans are great. It's Florida, lady. What do you want? Like, you want some nice, cool climate weather where there's no humidity. I think
she's an Aggie. It's not cold in Texas.
Not at all.
Like, what?
No. Listen, like, this is a platform. She has a platform with Barstool Sports, and
congrats. Look, you did a good job. Did a good job.
Great, but don't take a hot take and just be an idiot. It just
it's a cold cut take.
You're not paying attention. Yeah, it's dumb. It was a bad idea to even go into it. But then at the same time, to make two backhanded comments and then compliment you the rest of the time. Yeah, I know it's iconic. Yeah, I know the colors are cool. Yeah, I know the fans are close. Yeah, I know it's hot, so other teams might be uncomfortable. Yeah, I know all these things, but it sucks.
Yeah,
shut up, woman.
Yeah,
God.
that was frustrating. Real quick, got a super chat from Dominic. It says a while back, was there going to be an update at some point for certain comments that could be up to a 5-star? And she sounds like she has diabetes.
She might have just been on a sugar crash, and she just needed like a cookie or something.
Yeah, maybe Dominic, there was an update. Yes, there was an update earlier on the commits. Yes, sir. And then a super chat, my man Coates. It says if you have haters, you're doing something right. Totally agree with that. I'm a firm believer that you got to have a little bit of hate. Look, we've got plenty of them, so I think it's good. You're always gonna have some, and that's okay. Who was on that clip? That was Casey Smith from Unnecessary Roughness. Again, Brandon Walker's on that show. Pretty big awareness again in college football. Everybody loves them. Again, their entire brand and persona, and I can't really talk smack because we're kind of loud and rambunctious too, but they're very loud and just like they just kind of just yell the whole time and just say you're an idiot. He hosts Spaces all the time, and when people ask him genuine questions, he gets frustrated. He wants you to ask a question so he could just like start roasting you or your brand.
Yeah, rip into you.
Yeah, and at first I was like, okay, it's kind of funny. And I was like, this is kind of getting out of hand. Like you're asking people to say stuff, and then when they come in there to say stuff, you cut them off, and then you start just cussing and yelling at them. I was like, I don't know what we're doing here. Like, this is like, why would anybody want to be part of your space? But
yeah, it's grandiose at best. But look, I mean, like they've been doing this for a long time. They've got the eyeballs. And look, if that's where she gets her traction, then more power to her. It doesn't mean we have to agree with her, but whatever.
She said, "I'm going to add Boob Sweat to why we have one of the best stadiums."
Somebody right now, look, I'm not saying that this will happen, but there could very well be a Boob Sweat piece of merch for the Utah game if we can get it done in time.
Yes, Steve. Oh, that's gold. Maybe we should make a Boob Sweat shirt.
Just like make it.
Caitlin says it's great to be a Florida Gator.
Two little blue, like here, like where you know it would be. I don't know. I'm just spitballing here, people.
Yeah, F All Good says loud, hot, crack sweat, all things that make it great and challenge for the victors. $5 from man Cody's. He goes, she needs to go to the Illinois game in September. Then if she wants a nice and quiet. Exactly. My titty's going to be sweating at 7 p.m. versus Utah. Connor said that.
It's true. Yeah, it's not like she's the only one that. By the way, Casey, I hate to break this down for you,
Cody says
but you're not the only one that gets boob sweat at football games.
Yeah,
like,
we're there too. Okay, we got some jugs.
Yeah. Gosh,
girls down here in the Ville don't wear bras anywhere. Yes, sir, Chris. I love it. Appreciate you guys letting me have my. I mean, I'm complaining about her having her hot take. Meanwhile, I'm over here having my hot take.
I love it.
I got to. All right. So speaking of things getting hot, everyone's kind of heard this already, but I wanted to talk about it a little bit. I wanted to go back on my high horse. So Utah, as you all know, has turned up the heat. They've turned up their heat during practice to try to simulate the swamp as much as possible. I don't think the coaching at Utes were prepared for Boob Sweat, okay? But hopefully now that Casey Smith has made it clear, maybe they'll be prepared for a little bit of Boob Sweat. Look, to me, I understand you prepare for games, right? You if you have a quarterback like an Anthony Richardson, you're going to put a big guy back there to try to simulate that as much as possible for your defense, to see that size, see that speed, all those things. To me, though, for you to turn the heat up 3-4 weeks out in advance for one game when the rest of your season is going to be played in a cool 75-degree weather, right, with no humidity at all, it seems like you're a little hyper-focused there, Utah. Now, it may pay off and you might get the W. But I think we're in your head. Like I hear that all the time because that whole hot thing comes into play. And they get so worked up about it. So now you're going to choke out your players for the next 3 weeks. I get it. It's a smart play. You can make the argument for the other side. I'm going to take the latter and kind of jab a little bit and think that it's just like, look, you're nervous. You're trying to just figure things out. How is it going to give you an advantage? You're not going to have one, okay? You're not going to get used to the humidity. It's completely different. You can turn it up to 105 degrees in there. It's not going to be the same, okay? Because guess what? It gets loud in the swamp, as Casey said. It's iconic. The color scheme's incredible. And the Boob Sweat, it's unmatched, all right?
Unprecedented.
So Utah, it doesn't matter how hot. It don't matter, baby, okay? Bring it. Top 7, top 6, top 5, Gators in 1, okay? That's my take.
Gators. That is a hot take. We can put that down as one of the hot takes for the evening. Look, the one thing I will say is you can turn up heat, you can make it hot.
It's not the heat. It's not the heat.
Anybody who has been down in Florida in September, it's hurricane season. The air is thick. You can hardly sweat because it's so damn hot out and so like the moisture. The air's thick. It's hard to breathe. So look, I understand what they're doing, and I vaguely remember Florida State, playing against BYU as an opening game. It's been a long, long time ago, and I remember them doing something like that. But so I can't hate the fact that they're trying to acclimate their players to an atmosphere that they won't experience for the rest of the year. Because if it's a one-off scenario, then who cares? Then you just bounce back into what your normal body experiences. But I just don't think that you can take anybody into an indoor practice facility, and unless it's basically raining without raining in 95 degree weather, I don't think people understand that. Like, it's literally raining without raining in almost 100 degree heat. It's not what you think it is. It just hurts.
This is where our chat's amazing. Tim Lombardi said that it's like trying to breathe Campbell's soup in the swamp. And then Connor says, Gator boys were born in the heat. It's different being raised in a convection oven versus hopping in a sauna for a sweat.
What is it? You chose the dark and I was born in it. Like,
exactly.
You chose the humidity. I was born in this. Like, these lungs are. Here's where
these guys don't realize, because when you're playing in this, you don't get thirsty. Right? Because with the humidity, it's just like it's constant. Like you said, you're eating Campbell's soup. So you don't get dry. You don't get cotton mouth from playing. So you get dehydrated very easily because you forget to drink because you're not thirsty. You don't even want to drink because you just feel so heavy and wet, and you feel soaked. So the last thing you want to do is drink. Now, obviously, you're going to drink because you're hot and you're tired, but you're getting more dehydrated than what you realize. The heat does not equate that. You can't go work out in a 100-degree room and have the same type of response to it. So yeah, you'll get used to the hot, and you'll be hot, and you'll be playing there, and you'll drink that water, and you can kind of feel what's happening. But with the goodness gracious, what's the word we've been saying this entire time?
Humidity.
With the humidity,
okay.
it's a different toll, and that's what you can't prepare for.
Yeah, it's like trying to get drunk on a boat, but then you just keep jumping back in the water, so you can't quite tell how hot and dehydrated you are because you just keep jumping back in the water. Yeah, it's like that. Exactly
like that. So I love it. I'm giving more of a crap, but of on them just trying to do it, I feel like they're a little nervous, but. Charles, who's from Utah, he says it's hot. He goes, that's the truth. Like I said, I moved here from Utah this summer. It isn't the heat, that's the humidity that saps all the energy out of you. Exactly. Look, the heat's fine. Like I've been out west. It's not the hot. The heat's fine.
Mm-hmm.
That makes it fun. It's a nice cool heat. I love it, and it cools down at night. Doesn't cool down. It doesn't cool down at night here, boys. 7:30, 8:30, 9:30. It still feels like it's 12 o'clock noon. The only thing is you're not getting a sunburn. That's the only difference.
That's it. And the mosquitoes get bigger the further down the sun goes, and they just start smacking inside of the head. Like you can get a concussion from a mosquito not paying attention where it's flying, like right in the head.
Dominic, $2. Wet and soak, also busting uglies, right, Show? Hey, busting uglies, grabbing balls, whatever we got to do, big boy. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it. George, what's going on? Johnny J Money the Last, what's going on, man? I smell a 2015 route when we play Ole Miss. Let's get it. I love it.
Oh, there we
go.
Look,
we're back. Brian Korth, number 2 fan here. What's going on, Brian? Welcome to the stream, man.
Brian, what's up, Bubba?
Okay, moving on. The blue chip Billy. I've got a little fun stat. This is for blue chip Billy. It was a little fun stat here that I wanted to read to you, boys and girls.
Okay.
Probably have already seen it. All right. Coach said that when the Gators won national championships back in the day, most of the players were within a 500-mile radius of Gainesville, keeping it at home, which we've seen he has. Right? Since saying that, Florida's 2023 recruiting class now sits at number 10 in the country with 100% of the 20 total commits within that radius, and 16 of the 20 commits from the state of Florida. UF's class highlights 18 4-stars, tied first in the country, a 90% blue chip ratio, and a 91.47 player average. And we're just getting started.
Yeah, you got plenty of players. I mean, you're still looking at 3, maybe 4, just from what we've talked about tonight with Cromartie.
Monty McLean.
And then,
yes, sir.
And then Rousseau and Smith. I mean, those are guys that are right there for the taking. That would be an insane grab. But with that statistic already in your back pocket, my gosh, like that could end up being statistically better than Texas A&M's last class. From not from a straight up star standpoint.
Yeah, I got what you're saying.
But from that.
Yeah, I don't think everyone's ever going to top that. You said the stars wise and just the quality of or the quantity of each player. But I love it. I love reading that stuff. I think again, it just keeps adding on. It's just one more thing of. I keep going back to that February podcast. It's one of those podcasts that remains in my head. There's a few of these podcasts that live with me. Some I forget they even happen. It's probably good that I do. But I remember that one because when I read it, I was very moved by it. The desk wasn't even here. I was still over here. That's how good that I remember this. And it talks about, again, it's only a dream until action is put into place. And until action, none of this means anything. And this, to me, is just one more step confirming that he is putting in the action. And that, just gets me riled up, boys and girls. I love where we're at. It is super, super exciting. Things are changing. The buzz is unreal right now for Florida. I cannot preface this enough that we have to win on September 3rd to keep this.
The Utah game is massive.
It's going to be huge. Holy crap-a-moly, we're over 300 people in the chat. Welcome to the stream. 326. We are broken the record. Wow, you guys are incredible. We've got $20 from Adrian Calhoun. Love the podcast. Keep up the good work. I'll see you guys on September 3rd. Yes, sir, Adrian.
Let me get my button for the 320.
That's for Steve.
Fight, baby, fight!
Everybody leaves. You guys are incredible. Thank you for stopping by the show today. We appreciate your brand spanking new and you love what you see. Drop a like, drop a subscription. We go live every Wednesday, every Sunday. Wednesday, 8:35, Sundays at 4:35, sometimes a little bit later, depending on what's going on. But we have some great content. We have a good time here. Thank you guys for stopping by. You guys are awesome. But yes, we're going to be at the Utah game. We are going to be right at the Gators Walk, right in the center there, at the Chris Dorning Mortgage tent. It's like block 11. We're going to be right in the center. We're going to be sending out more stuff and putting out more flyers. I have a conversation with Judd tomorrow to kind of lay everything out a little bit more. We hope to live stream from there, do like a live game day from the swamp, which would be I'm beyond stoked. I mean, who's doing it? You know what I mean? Like who's out here doing this stuff? Yeah. So Nobody, right? So we're excited for that. We're making some koozies. The wives, we're gonna order some koozies tomorrow. Again, I gotta talk to Judd, see kind of where our range is at. We're gonna order some koozies, do some giveaways. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have as much fun as we possibly can. Get to meet you guys, chit chat with you guys, take photos, whatever you guys want to do, and really gonna get to know the High Top family and the members. So we are beyond excited for it. You guys are awesome for stopping by and hanging out with us.
You. For sure, man. We're pumped about it. Look, it's not only the kickoff of college football, but look, it's going to give us an opportunity to be close to the game, talk about the game, be close to the fans. And look, I know a lot of some of the folks are just a little bit too far away to make it there, but we'll obviously be broadcasting for you guys that are close enough. You're going to the game. Make sure you stop by. We would love to see you guys and obviously be able to put the High Top family names, faces, and just shake hands and chat. Looking forward to it.
I love it. I'm pumped. Also, too, guys, we've got one of our members here, Andrew Apple. He has his son in the hospital. He was born with a hole in his heart. He's been fighting, going through a lot of things. Great guy. Talk to him kind of on the daily. Try to check in on our boy Lincoln. And I told him when he was born, we're gonna have a little onesie made. Here it is. The High Top onesie is here, boys and girls. So we're going to be sending it to you, Andrew, man, so we can get to you safe and sound. We are praying for you and Lincoln and the wife, man. Hope everything is good. And my man's going to keep fighting and keep it going. So everyone say a prayer for Links tonight. And appreciate you guys. Appreciate Andrew for stopping by, man. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, Crystal, y'all saw Inky Johnson came to speak. Yes, I wanted to talk about this too. Again, we talked about last week with ET, but Inky Johnson came as well. It's the Gator Made program, which everybody has joked about. Everyone has kind of has ragged on the Gator Made program a little bit. I'm like, it's a joke. It doesn't have an impact. It doesn't matter, because this is something we utilize. It's like, hey, it's a recruiting tool. And I don't know who was on here, who we talked about, who talked about it. I was saying it's who, nobody cares about that. But this is where it starts to add up. Because the Gatorade program is about making them men off the field too. And so they had E.T. coming in, Eric Thomas, now Inky Johnson, obviously, who had that accident, got paralyzed, lost his arm, right? He played football, and he had to find life out after the fact. So, again, he's investing into these players. And I have a video coming out probably in the next 2 days or so, kind of breaking down his hiring, the people that he's hired. But one of the things that he did when he first came in is he asked the players, like, what's your biggest concern? And they said nutrition was one. So obviously he went and hired a ton of nutritionists. I think he hired 3 when they had 1 before. 3 full-time dietarians, I think is what the word is, the correct word. And then they said dietitians.
Semantics.
Thank you. And then they complained about the parking. They complained about having to walk from the parking lot to the practice field, that there wasn't close enough parking or transportation. So what he did was he created parking close enough around, and then he allowed for transportation. So what is he doing? He's buying into them. He's showing, hey, I'm here for you. So then when they got to practice, straight business and hard-hitting football. Now, if I give you what you're asking for, I expect you to give me that and then some. And I think this is part of that, right? I'm investing into you as a human. Not all of you are going to go pro, right? If I'm having a coach, you all are not... All of you sitting here today, 4 or 5 star studs that were the man coming out of high school, I can assure you 10% of you are only going to go pro. So I'm investing in you now too outside of that. That's a huge factor. And to me, if a coach is investing into me like that, that's huge. It's not just on the field. Like, hey, I'm only using you to get me W's. No, I'm going to use you, but I'm also going to make sure that I nurture you, grow you, and develop you as well. So you're going to help me and I'm going to help you win. That's a definition of a player's coach. So when people laugh off the Gatorade program, it's nonsense. If you're a player and you truly see what it's doing, you will be bought into that, because you have to realize, look, the chances of me making it are very slim. I know you don't want to have that conversation when you go into recruiting. You think you're the man, and I get that. Life happens. things happen. And I would wonder what Inky Johnson's speech was about, but I could imagine it was something similar to that because I'm sure he was, on a high, and we know how that ended up. So
sure. No, look, it's amazing. And the one thing I will say is at least from what we've heard so far with that program that Billy has put in place, is it's a stark contrast from what we've heard in the way that Mullen approached the game. And I think one of the reasons why that program that Billy has in place is doing so well is because if you go back to the guy that ripped into Mullen about how he had all those contracts that he just kind of slid to the side, he wasn't looking out for his coaches. If you have that same concept and you look at the way he treated Richardson, you look at the way that he treated was it Brandon? Who's in Houston now. It just feels like he wasn't the player's guy. He was just a Mullen guy, right?
Very much.
Like he
Very
just
much.
yeah. So now you have players that were under Mullen that could see that it didn't really matter what they did. Mullen was there for Mullen, especially the coaches that maybe got kind of shafted. And now you've got a coach who came in there and said, you tell me what you need to succeed, I'm going to give it to you. But now you told me what you need to succeed. Go succeed. So you set the expectation, you set the level of commitment, and it's reciprocal, right? If you have somebody who's willing to do the hard things for you, especially when you look at the contrast between the last coach, then you're willing to run through a wall for that guy. Right. And it doesn't take a lot. Sometimes it's just a little bit more attention, a little bit more of this, a closer parking spot for all it takes. Right. So the fact that he was more in tune to what the players want and need from the coaching staff before the coaching staff said what they need from the players, I think has been what has made Billy so successful so far. Now, again, we got to put pads on. We got to play football.
Sure.
But the culture that he's building has been, at least from what we can tell, extremely positive. And I don't know if we ever got that much static from the Mullen hire more than we did. He's a good X's and O's guy.
That's why we're signing a check for this guy. but he's dialed in today. Really quick here, we got a little love from my man Codes. He goes, record breaking. Absolutely. That was some fun stuff there. And George says, you can't have Johnny Carson without Ed McMahon, and you can't have Shell without Holiday. Balance each other out. I love it.
I will say, look, I mean, Johnny Carson was a man. Ed McMahon was the guy, baby. Let's go. That's not the worst I've been called today by itself.
They're asking what time the broadcast starts. Andrew did on Saturday. We don't know yet. We'll be sure to let you guys know when all that happens. I don't know, but we will let you know when that happens. Also, too, guys, the merch is only going to be up for a little bit longer for the Beat Utah shirts, so check out the link in the description if you guys want some Beat Utah merch. We had that shirt. It's a one of a kind, custom made. So if you guys want to get it before the game, go check it out in the store. All right. Steve, I'm going to pass the mic over to you guys. We're going to give Steve the form here for a minute and let him talk about FSU recruiting. They've had some good news here lately, so we're going to get a little fired up. And Steve, floor is yours. Don't take too long. We don't want to scare everybody off, okay?
Yeah. No. Look, I know that everybody here tends to think that FSU doesn't bother doing that recruiting thing. Like, why would they even get into that? Yeah, why would they even get into that field of party to build the football team? But look, FSU has made a couple of moves. They just picked up a 3-star recruit from Rains here in Jacksonville, which is, I want to say, our third recruit here out of Jacksonville this year. Kenton Kirkland, cornerback. We're looking for depth at the cornerback position. We've had a couple of transfers that they're gonna add some depth, but this is definitely a huge addition. And again, like I said, I know a lot of folks don't think that we're doing any recruiting in Tallahassee, but this one recruit moves us into the top 20. We've got a commitment that I want to say is going to happen tonight.
What are y'all before the top? Your top 20, so top like 20 on the dot.
Yeah, we're 20 on the dot, according to On3. So we're 20 on the dot.
Okay.
And you guys are 10. Miami's a 9. Look, we're battling back, baby. We're not just letting this thing get away from us. I know the Billy train's been running hard, but if we have to be the caboose that picks up, what you guys might be leaving behind, we'll take it. I want to say I can't remember which one of the viewers said it. But they kind of nailed it, at least so far. They said that Miami would have a top 10, Florida would have a top 10, and FSU would be in the top 15 by the time it was all said and done. And look, it was a couple weeks ago, maybe almost a month ago, and it looks like that trend is following pretty well. So I can't remember who it was. If it was you, put your hand up. Absolutely let us know. But Tallahassee, by the way, has a couple of kids coming in as well.
Good. Look, good for them. I rag on them, but again, I think it's good for the state of Florida and just the Florida in general, for Florida State to do well, Miami to do well. So right now, Miami has enough. Let Florida State kind of get the crumbs, and we'll be okay with that. I'm completely content with that. That's fine with me. Congrats, Steve. You guys are starting to find some momentum finally. But you got to find, dude. You got to find some juice, man. I feel like everyone around you is hot and heavy, and there's a lot of excitement, and FSU doesn't have any of it right now. And as an FSU fan, I'd be. You see, you can't do that, Steve. You got to take it on the. No.
Oh, sorry.
No.
0-3 just moved us up to 18th after that commitment. That's just what I'm saying. Like, everybody's getting hot because of what Billy's doing, but Billy's on fire right now. There's not a way to keep up with him.
That's fair, but I just feel like FSU hasn't had anything good in a while, and it's like, when are they going to make the move? Look, I feel like at least for Florida, I would say our problem is we fire coaches too quickly and we recycle them through them too fast. The good thing about Florida is we fire coaches quickly and we recycle them quickly. It's a catch-22 there. So I feel like FSU might kind of hold on to things too long for sometimes. And look, I just feel like they need a little bit of a juice. They need to find a little flow here.
If Florida State can win football games, I think a lot of the problems will be resolved. Like, you
totally
can't go
agree.
3 straight years without a bowl and looking inept in certain games is more of a killer to recruiting than I think our ability to recruit, if that makes any sense. But look, I mean, if we come out and, we go 2-1 or 3-0 and we look good even at a 2-1, I don't feel bad about it. But we've got to start looking competent in both, all three aspects of the game. I mean, I want to just throw this out there. In the Florida State game this year, it wasn't until we muffed a punt inside the 5 that gave Florida a touchdown, and that's kind of when you guys pulled away. I mean, it was a nail biter up until then. So the teams, I don't think, are too far apart. What Billy has done this year is amazing, but we got to win football games. If we don't win football games, nobody's coming here regardless of talent or what.
Look, we're in the same boat. We're in the same boat.
Yep.
Totally agree. Real quick, Q Lisa shot me the middle finger. Says, I don't want FSU and Miami to do good and nothing. Like, I agree, but you got to think about the growth of the sport. Like, you got to have your competitors do well too. You can't just piss on everybody the entire time. Like, it's good for the program. Okay, you got to realize it. Hey, we're playing chess, not checkers here. All right, we've got one more topic here. Before we go into that, really quick, again, make sure you guys like, subscribe. Really helps us out. Leave your comments down below. Drop some love there. Helps with the, getting this channel up and going, where we've been able to do these pretty cool things and the relationships we've been able to build. So appreciate your guys' support. We love it. We go live every Wednesday and Sunday. If your brand's making new here, like what you see, subscribe, turn the bell on. We go live at Wednesday at 8:35, Sunday typically at 4:35, all p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So love it. If you guys are brand new here as well, drop a like. We're almost at 100 likes, which is incredible. That's also another record-breaking show. So if we hit that would be pretty cool. Last thing is going to be our hot takes, where we go into we kind of give our little hot debate. We talk about what Steve's got them all dialed up, and then we're going to give you guys our opinion on what we think where we should go with it. Steve?
And then
back over to you,
pepper
sir.
us back with it. Let's go, baby. All right, so we got hot takes. First one is Aaron Rodgers in a press conference today, and I'm going to put these into more asterisks than I am one long quote. But Aaron Rodgers, quote, a lot of drops, a lot of bad route decisions, running the wrong route. We've got to get better in that area. Quote, the young guys, especially young receivers, we've got to get way more consistent. Last quote, if you keep dropping the ball, you're not going to be out there. So hot take, is Aaron Rodgers being too critical of his young wide receivers?
Let me go first.
Oh, yeah.
So my love for Rodgers has grown tremendously over the last year. His long hair, his persona is great. He had an interview with Pardon My Take, which was hilarious. He took some blows, which I loved. The guy. He's got a good head. He's funny. He's got a good sense of humor to him. He kind of just says what he wants. this is expected. You can't be surprised from this. So, no, I don't think it's too harsh because it's Aaron Rodgers. Like, for the fact that we're even, I'm giving it a hard time, but for the fact that it's even a topic of discussion is kind of crazy to me. Like, duh. Now, if Brady came out and said that, I'd be like, whoa. Like, if Brady's saying that, those guys suck. Because Brady doesn't say stuff like that, publicly. You can't have a Sam Darnold come out and say that. You can't have a Baker come out and say that. So the rest of the league right now, it's Rodgers and Brady who are kind of your old heads, and Russell. Those are the only three that, to me, would get away with saying it. Nobody else is going to say it right now. Nobody has the ability to say that. They're too young, too new. Even Joey Burrow can't say that. He doesn't have the take to say that. Aaron can say that. And I know it's like, well, just because he can say that doesn't make it right. Well, no, look, like, that's sometimes, look, if we've been talking about it in practice. I've talked to you in practice. It hasn't worked. I'm going to take it to the media. He knows what he's doing. He knows what's going to happen. He knows when he says something, how it reacts. So there's a rhyme to reason for it, right? If everyone starts saying that, those wide receivers, they're either going to, look, if you don't catch the ball, you're not going to be here. He's not wrong. He's not telling a lie, right? So I like it.
Okay, so here's my thought process: is Aaron Rodgers is the NFL MVP. Okay, the Packers got rid of Devontae Parker. They let him go to the Raiders. So he now has the likes of Randall Cobb, Sammy Watkins, and there's another player there that's his veteran wide receiver core. If you're a young wide receiver coming in and you're getting scolded like this by Aaron Rodgers in the public, it's a little bit of a detriment to your confidence. I don't know if Aaron Rodgers, and I'm a huge Aaron Rodgers fan. I just want to point that out. I love that guy.
Steve wore his dress to the show. Continue.
Yeah. But look, that's those are comments that the head coach should be making. Give the quarterback and the wide receivers a little bit of the meeting room. I wouldn't just air that dirty laundry this early in the preseason. I just think it was a little bit aggressive, and some of these kids could easily get in their head and they could just start, just playing tight. He needs wide receivers. Don't bash these kids to the media. If you want to bash them in the meeting room, if you want to bash them when you're going over film, bash them, but don't do it in front of a microphone. That just seems a little bit silly, especially considering a couple of these guys are rookie and 1-2 year guys. That's just, it doesn't feel like it's conducive to building what you're trying to accomplish here. Maybe pushing them. Maybe, but you got a head coach for that. You got a wide receivers coach for that. You have an offensive coordinator that's going to be in front of a microphone too. Maybe you could be the one last guy who's not just taking swipes at him. That's my thought.
You said Devontae Parker, not Adams, first of all, and they roasted.
No, Devontae Adams. Yeah, you know what I meant. Gosh,
which loses all credibility for your argument. So I agree with what you're saying, and I defended that in my argument of like, look, another quarterback can't come out and say that. It's not their job to do that. If you're Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, and even Russell, right? You're the excluded few that are allowed to come out and say that. And if they are coming out and saying that, it's okay. And there's two. That's his personality. Again, I wouldn't expect Tom to do that. That's not how Tom operates. That's how Aaron operates. As an organization, you invest in Aaron because of his talent and because of who he is. That's what you get. And he creates. Look, the guy can win sometimes outside his choking when he chokes, but I'm okay with it. I think you're being a little soft. I don't know what happened to you, Steve. I don't know if it's just I think they're wearing on you and you're afraid to say what you want to say because I can tell. I don't know the chat can be ruthless, but I disagree with you here. This is the first time I've disagreed in a very long time. But I think you're being soft. I think you're wrong on this, and I'm upset that you went this direction. You're better. I think you'll sleep on it tonight and you'll realize that was a bit of a soft take. That it wasn't.
I'll wake up in the air of my own ways.
He didn't say any names. There wasn't any direct comments. It was very passive, right? Which I'm not a fan of. I've mentioned in the past. But in these circumstances, I feel like when you're the leader, you have the ability and you have a platform. You can do those kind of things, and you want to kind of rile up the bunches a little bit, rile the feathers up. You take advantage of it. See how if the wide receivers can't handle that and they get in their feels, how the hell do you expect them to do anything? That your argument is so just misplaced. I can't even right now. Their feelings get hurt, and
that's because you're only a fan of odd numbers.
No, and if their confidence goes down, like what do you mean if their confidence? If this breaks their confidence, they have no shot. No shot. Fans are way more ruthless. What were they saying to Deshaun and Duval just a week ago? What were they saying to Deshaun?
Oh, God, no. We're not going down that
Okay,
path.
my point.
No
and
shot.
again, like, I'm not saying he doesn't deserve that, but the fans are ruthless. If you can't handle your own quarterback who you know wants you to be successful, if that's going to hurt your feelings,
Not hurt their feelings. I'm saying
have their confidence be diminished? No, it doesn't matter. It's the same thing. Hurt feelings. You lost. This is an L. I'm taking the W. Where's my trophy?
You can have that one. Fine. My gosh,
No,
which topic are we on? Are we back in the swamp sucks?
Alex said we
here?
still like.
My Lord.
Sorry. I'm sorry,
Fired you
guys.
up. All right.
Sorry.
Hot take number 2.
Fired up.
Oh,
Whoa. Hey. Breaking news. Keon Keeley out of Tampa, 5-star edge, just decommitted from Notre Dame. Can I get a fact check on that? Can I get some? We're checking the Twitter. Can we get a fact check, boys? Breaking news on the cast. That's why you heard it here first. We love it. The chat stays real. You guys are always dialed in here. I love it. Jacob Morrow's my man. Little 10 spot, baby. Super chat. Appreciate the content.
Woo!
No, Jacob, we appreciate
Jacob,
you.
what's up, big boy?
I need a confirmation on that. Steve.
I'm looking up.
So Connor tweeted, Keon Keeley might be my favorite prospect this class, regardless of position. Kid's an absolute stud. Okay. Connor wouldn't say that. There it is.
Okay.
There it is. Haynes faucet, straight from the faucet. I can't take credit for that. That's not mine, but I liked it. Oh, my goodness. 5-star edge from Tampa. Boys, let's just eat it up, baby. I might have to get the shades on. I know it's not. I know, but we know what happens from up north above across the pond up there. When things start getting down, they start flowing it down. Boys and girls, buckle up, sit tight, sit back, relax. Better cut them puppies loose, baby. Let's go. I love it.
17th, 9 p.m. We're on it, baby.
Can you give me his let's pull him up, Steve. Let's pull him up. We're calling an audible. We'll bring it back to the hot takes really quick, but we're calling an audible. Calling an audible here.
I'll read the tweet. First and foremost, I would like to thank the University of Notre Dame and their tremendous staff for spending the time to recruit me to Notre Dame. I'm truly grateful for the opportunity. Making a decision that will ultimately affect my life's path has been quite challenging and cannot be understated. With that, I am decommitting from the University of Notre Dame. I hope everyone understands my need to ensure I find the right path. Thank you so much. No respect my decision. I do appreciate the no respect my decision.
A little shout out to our boys who respect my decision. Dominic, $2, my man. He says, Alex just said that before you reacted. Love it. What's up, Cody? Welcome to the stream. All right, can we pull up the stats? Let's see what's going on here.
Yeah, let's talk about him here a little bit.
Q Lee says it's a battle between us and the elephant in the room, which is Bama. He said he's a Bama lock. No chance we get him. Oh, that's aggressive. Okay, I mean, no need to bring that.
5-star defensive end / offensive linebacker, 6'6", 240. What are they eating?
That's a big boy.
Man.
Hey, Steve. Dog.
Yeah.
Dog. Hey, boys and girls, we're 10 likes away from 100 likes. I mean, that's smashed.
Oh, come on.
We're right there. We're
the button.
Tickling it, baby. Tickling it. All right, what's the 247? Where's the crystal ball at him now? Has it even updated? Are we even there yet?
That's gonna be hot right there. 247.
I got it. You're taking too long.
Yeah.
I keep him on the red.
You clearly.
All right. Ooh, Bam at 90. Rough. 7 nationally. Ooh, buddy, my goodness. You want to talk about some moving up? God, if Bama is just
but hold on. They had Bama in as top either first or second for Smith and Rousseau, and it looks like they're trending your way. I wouldn't put a whole lot into that. So on 3 has James Smith as a Bama.
Look,
51%.
maybe he helps us, right? Because I mean,
that's what I mean.
That's a lot of 5-star blood over there. Let me see. We just hit 100 likes. You guys rock. Thank you guys. You guys got it done quick. Love it, baby. Another record on the stream, baby. Come on with it. You guys are awesome. All right, let me see really quick. Let's take a look at Bama's room here. Let me see. So their D line, they only have 2 defensive linemen, so they're not stacked there at all. So actually, they could probably use a few. Jeez, that's not good.
Gosh, whoever said that? Who's ever said, "Wow, Bama's not recruiting the offense or the trenches"?
Bro,
very
they
well
have
this year.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stars. This would be a 5th 5-star, and if they're still in the hunt for Rousseau and Smith, that'd be 7 5-stars. What was the ex-A&M class last year? They would. I think he's butthurt.
Gosh.
He's butthurt from last year, and he is pulling out all the bags. Saban is not playing around, big boys. Oh, I love this. This is probably my favorite super chat of the night. Hold on, really quick here. From FSU sucks. FSU sucks from FSU sucks. That might be the number 1 subscriber. Can you subscribe so it also says it and become a member so it just says it just multiple times? Their name is FSU sucks. This is incredible. I love it.
I mean, I'm kind of impressed with your dedication.
Yeah, right? I love it.
Mean,
Yeah, okay, so
you're living your life.
it could get ugly quick, boys, with Bama here. That scares me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Let me see what last year what A&M did, just so I can kind of get a comparison of what so I know what Saban's going for. They had 8. Oh
Yes.
no. Oh no. With a 333 point score. Oh no. Okay. Saban's on a mission. That's what it is.
That Jimbo riled them up, and then they started talking nonsense between each other, and with the whole like, oh, the only reason that Texas A&M is doing well this year is because they're just dropping bags. That last year is because they're dropping bags. Alabama's like, we got bags.
Yeah, we got bags
So
too.
we have plenty of those.
Florida guy says T. Webb says Keeley is a Bama lock. Oh, well, we got excited for nothing. I was hitting the button, all that for nonsense.
That's all right.
Hey, we'll stay positive. Look, it could be good. Maybe that pushes Rousseau our way. Probably not, but let's have some hope. What's our other hot take, Steve? It was a good one, right?
So we got Joey Burrow, or we got the college football question. Which one you want?
I liked both.
Well, I thought you said you wanted one. My gosh. All right. Cincinnati Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow recently had surgery to remove his appendix, meaning that he has not been able to eat or practice, and he will not be with the team until the first game of the year. Does this make Joey Burrow a little susceptible to start the year?
You go first on this one, Steve. It's only fair.
Look, Burrow's got enough experience behind him. He's got enough talent there. But not having your preseason, look, you're still getting your ab cut. You know, there's still a little bit of rehab. He was in the hospital for 4 days. He's not going to play a single preseason game. He hasn't been able to eat the way he needs to eat going into the regular season, which means his strength is going to be a little bit light. He had an injury, an ugly one, his rookie year. I don't know. I just don't think that this is a good time to try to have a quarterback miss this much time and think that he's just going to come right back in and miss not a single step, not a single rep. Now the kid's good, and he's surrounded by great wide receivers, running back, and the defense can hold their own. But this close to the season, something like that, especially when it's going to not only affect your workout but your diet too. It affects your diet. You know, you break a finger, it doesn't affect your diet. You can stay in shape and you can keep eating the things you need to eat. The fact that it affected his diet a little bit concerns me. I do think it will slow him down a little bit, fatigue him a little bit, and go in 60 minutes, in the first few games of the year. So I think it could show some fatigue early on. I think he bounces back mid-season, but early on, I think it could show up on him.
I disagree. The reason I disagree, if it was anybody else, I would be like, yeah, you're right. But because of how well he bounced back from the knee surgery, I think if you know Joey B and his persona and his character and what he does, the guy in the nicest, like in the most complimentary way possible is a loser. And what I mean by that, like, he doesn't do anything. He has Jamar Chase goes out and shops for him. The guy hangs out all day long at the house and works out and just eats, drinks, and sleeps football. I don't know if he has a girlfriend or has one. I don't recall. I don't think he has one. The guy doesn't do anything. So he's prepared. It's not like he's been partying all summer long and this is going to set him back. The guy's been dialed in since he lost the Super Bowl. He went out and partied after the fact, got out of his system, and he's been locked in. The guy plays chess with himself, okay? This isn't going to phase him one bit. He's like the Tiger Woods of golf in a sense of like he's just a freak of nature, just ultimately committed to the game over and beyond what anyone else realizes. So I truly don't think it's going to phase him. He's built different. He's Joey Burr for a reason. The guy swaggers through the roof. He's easily my favorite player. Easily. I got to get a Joey Burrow jersey this year. It's not even a question. I just talked myself into it. Babe, we're going to Joey B jersey.
Hey.
Yeah, I love the guy. Taking the first round. I don't even care.
I can't wait for you to do that. Look, I mean, I don't doubt that like mentally that he's dialed in. Just the physical aspect of it just kind of scares me a little bit. Like, we'll see. We're not far off. We're not far off at all.
Real
All right,
quick.
last hot take.
Real quick. I was actually looking on Twitter. So literally, it's under in Twitter where the kid Keon decommitted. Treyon tweeted underneath it, Bam block. Bro, savage. It's a wash, boys. Move along, because everyone tweets at Treyon now like he's our inside man. We've had 2 super chats from FSU Sucks for $2. Whoever you are incredible. I love it. I love it. This is so. I love it so much. All right, what's the last one, Steve?
Oh, there it is. Oh my God, you gotta float it. I don't even understand. Like, you haven't done that for the other super chats. I don't know why you're like picking this one all of a sudden. I mean, I do understand why you're picking it, but I don't understand why you're picking it.
I love it.
Last one, people. Especially you FSU Sucks guy. All right, so we're all college football fans here. We've talked about it, I don't know, for going on a year. But going into week 0 of college football, there are no ranked teams playing one another.
Mm-hmm.
Do you still watch football from the opening kickoff of the 12 o'clock game all the way through until the West Coast game and you fall asleep? Do you treat it like a normal Saturday, even though there's no ranked teams?
So my answer changed from earlier. I was gonna have a medium yes, but now I think I'm gonna say no, because I'm gonna save my 2022 college football season cherry for the swamp, baby. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be tough because FSU plays, and that was gonna be the only reason I watched, to watch them lose on Saturday. But I might save my football cherry for the swamp. I might. Look, I'm pretty loose. You know what I mean? I'm not really kind of a type. I'm a multiple do kind of girl. So I might let it go early, but we'll see. We'll see. Not committed.
All right, fair enough. Look, I'll say this, man. I mean, like, when college football's on, it's hard for me to find anything else to watch. We've got a game with Nebraska and Northwestern that kicks off at 12:30. That game is being played in Dublin, Ireland. Gotta love that just for the spectacle of it. Obviously, FSU plays at 5 o'clock. Go Noles. And then look, there's a little something at the end of the night. You know, it's that West Coast game. It's the Vanderbilt Hawaii game that's going to be where you just throw it on the TV as you're in bed, and it's just some background noise. So I have a feeling that even though there's no ranked teams, I'm obviously dialed in for the FSU one, but I have a sneaking suspicion that I will watch college football from kickoff of the noon game until I'll have a set of eyes, at least on some of the Vanderbilt Hawaii game, to close out the night before I inevitably pass out.
Steve's a college football junkie, so I can see that.
I really am.
TK Gator Nation is the only channel I get on, but I listen to all Gator podcasts on the work. This one is the best, most active with the chat, makes me feel part of something. Well, TK Gator Nation, we appreciate you.
That's why it's a family, baby.
We out here, boys. Ride or die. Little earn your pinks. Tyler Keller, let's go. Gators ready to pump. Fear God and the Utes. They come swamp when they come to the swamp. Totally agree. Sean, what's going on? How you doing, man?
I actually think we got another super chat from FSU Sucks.
Did we? Yeah, we sure did. I love it. Gosh, I love it. FSU Sucks speaks the truth. You're right, Cody. I love it. FSU Sucks. I try.
I try.
I love it. You guys are great. What a show tonight, Steve. 116 likes. We smashed a record. We had 300. We got another super chat. Is that another one? No way.
Son.
it so much.
What's going on?
You guys are incredible.
I don't know if it's because FSU sucks or because this guy knows me and I have wronged him in some way. Like
Either way, I'm here
could
for
be
it.
both. It could be
Either way,
both.
I'm here for it.
Man.
So look, it's been a great week, great show. You guys have been incredible the entire time. Thank you so much. Papa Stokes is in here. Make sure you show him some love, guys. And look, the new facility open looks absolutely incredible. Looks gorgeous. Looks beautiful. I've got a video coming out in the next day or two, kind of breaking down Billy's process a little bit more. It's pretty sick. So we got 4 super chats now for FSU Sucks. I love it. Thank you guys, as always, for stopping by, hanging out with us for an hour, chit-chatting, giving us your love, talking smack. We literally enjoy it. It's our favorite day of the week. We get so pumped up. I was literally screaming for the first, last 15 minutes before the show started because I'm just fired up. Love hopping on these things.
You down going into this thing. Like, whoa, 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 big boy, big boy.
I love it. I love it. We broke some records tonight, which it's always exciting when we break records, every other week or something like that. It just shows that we're doing something right and that you guys are appreciating it. It means a lot. It's very receptive. So on how we're doing, and we appreciate it. If you guys want some Beat Utah merch, go check that in the link in the description. If you want to be more part of the family, join our Discord, have the ability to win prizes, become a member in the link below as well. We love to have you. Love to chit chat with you some more. You can win awesome gifts just like this one here, which Cody, I am sending to you, buddy. I'm going to ship it out tomorrow. I'm off, so I'm driving to UPS and I'm going to ship this out to you as well as the onesie to Andrew. So that's what you get when you're a member. You guys rock. Thank you as always. We're going to the Friday Night Lights game against Nice on Friday with Marcus and the boys. So some more cool content coming out there. We're really excited about. And Steve, always a pleasure, my man. Love you, bud.
Whew.
Until next time.
Ride tonight, baby.
Yes, it has. Until next time, I'm Shelton.
And I'm Holly.
Boogity, 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 boys. Let's cut them loose.
Don't wanna sleep in, cause I got something to prove. I gotta take what I hate and finally make a move. I think of you and all the you don't do. Well, I'ma make hella sure that I don't become you. I have no regrets, yeah, I'm tired of my chest. I'll never forget what it's like to be in debt. Been stabbed in the back bed, I'll show you what happens. Pass me the mic and I'll show you with action. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you can never own. I feel this pain, you already